Injuries for this week, questionable. We'll have Raheem, McGlinchey, Staley, and Witherspoon. Doubtful will be Kittle and Robbie Gould.
Do you anticipate any other roster moves, like in terms of maybe activating Celek or bringing up a practice squad guy for Kittle?
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. There's really way too many moving parts with all of them, and it's not just position for position. With special teams and everyone connected, there's a lot of things that will probably still be deciding up to Monday, which that's what does give you an advantage with Monday, because you can make transactions on Mondays, which you can't on Sundays.
What gives you hope for George?
Just because it's George. If it was any other player, I probably would say he's out. And if it goes like this, he will be out. But George isn't a guy who needs to be out of practice. We know he's doing everything he can, and we'll see how he feels on Monday. But things would have to change.
If you did decide to bring Celek off of PUP, have you seen enough from him this week to say that, okay, he's able to play in a game?
Yeah, he had a real good week of practice. We only have 1 day of pads, though, so there's only so much stuff like that. And, he obviously moves around really good right now. He's healthy. He's played a lot of football in his career, but you would definitely rather give someone a few more weeks to get acclimated back into the stuff. So we'll see if we have to make that move or not.
And would it be Daniel Helm would be the other option to elevate from practice squad?
He is the tight end on our practice squad, so maybe. We could go other spots too, Depends how we want to balance it out. You can go short at tight ends and add it to other positions. Maybe we'll get 2 kickers up. You never know.
2 kickers, got it.
That'd be cool.
What are you going to do with a wide receiver? You have 6 guys that can suit up. If
Yeah.
Marquise hasn't played last 2 games, what's his status?
He's healthy. He's good to go. Had a good week of practice. It has become a much harder decision for us since Emmanuel got here. There's no obvious guy, especially when you throw special teams in, and they all do a little bit different stuff. So that's something I got a pretty good idea of how it's going to be on Monday, but it's too. All the guys are too different for me to let it be known now. So I guess I'll have to see on Monday.
Richard Sherman was not happy after that Thursday game with the defense's performance in the second half, and he spoke about it. Do you appreciate his ability to sort of maintain that high standard despite being 8-0 and not being happy with that?
Yeah, I think that's who Sherm is. Sherm's extremely competitive. Usually when he's disappointed in something, you're going to feel it, and he'll tell you about it too. And he was disappointed in a few things, and I think he had every right to be. I think everyone else was also. But you hear it more from him, and I love it. It's whether you're a guy who tells everyone and holds people accountable, or you do it by example, as long as you're doing it at the right time and you're keeping it real and your intentions are right, then I really respect it.
Kyle, you mentioned if Robbie can't go Monday, you're optimistic about him for the Cardinal game. Is George in a similar situation?
It depends how it goes. I think it's day to day, which always when it's day to day goes to week, and he's in the same boat as Robbie. So I am optimistic for both of them, but I'm hoping also. So we'll see.
Greenlaw has a big responsibility kind of filling in this week and going forward. How does he look during practice this week?
Look good. He's played a lot, in base this year, so he's been out there. The games never seem too big for him, so he's used to being out there. He's just going to be out there in all situations now. So he had a good week of practice. It was nice to get a bunch more reps for him, especially in the nickel situations, and I'm not worried about Greenlaw. Excited to see him play.
Has Fred kind of taken him under his wing a little bit?
I assume so. I don't sit there and hang out with him off the practice field, but Fred is on it as any player I've been around. He knows the scheme inside and out, and very talkative, helps everyone out. So I'm pretty sure he has done a lot for him.
You mentioned Trent Taylor had an infection. Did he have a second surgery?
Yes. Yeah. The first surgery, you're hoping it took about 4 weeks just to clear that up with Trent, so everyone knows. You do a surgery. You hope it takes about 4 weeks. His bone did heal, which was good, but the stuff around it got very irritated from a screw he had in there. So we had to do the surgery over again, which would have been another 4 weeks, which gave him a chance to be back. It was that's what doubled it up. And then after the second surgery, 2 weeks into it, when they take the cast off to put a new one on, just see how it was infected. So then they had to start that over again. So once he had the setback for the second surgery, it was just going to go to week 8 instead of week 4. But then once the infection happened, then he really got behind the 8 ball on that. So it's been as unfortunate as a guy could have. I know he's pretty upset about it, but that's why I don't expect him back this year. But I know he'll be back here next year, and we are very glad he will be.
When Emmanuel Sanders came in, he was playing one spot. Has it gotten to the point now, 2 weeks later, that he can play multiple positions for you guys?
Yeah, and the thing with our offense, just the verbiage and stuff, he plays the Z position, and we can move him around to any spot. So we usually have words that keep him at the Z all day. But if we don't have a word that can do it, and we don't want the guys to learn it, then we just tell him and one of the other people to switch positions. And as long as whatever game plan you give Emmanuel, he gets it down pretty fast.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.